coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, say man. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pounds. I appreciate the love. Hey. Even under the weather, I pump these missiles, you hear me? I appreciate the support, man. Big love to everybody out there on TV Nation, man. Big love to everybody who hold me down. Listen, man, I know I'm under the weather, but the show must go on, man. Y'all love me, and I love y'all right back, so I'm going to push this content, you hear me? Yeah. And y'all gonna get a good one today because of the simple fact that I don't think I ever really spoke about this guy before. So I'm going to speak about him briefly and probably some more later on down the line. I'm definitely over in the membership where I can really talk. But coming in the Virginia penal system, man, you going to hear a lot of legendary names, man. You know, the Bo Billies, the Sam Pitts, the Shorty Pimps, the Riverboats, the Cupcakes, the, you know what I'm saying, the Johnny Nelsons, you know, the Zach Ali's. You going to hear all of these legendary names when you coming in to the Virginia penal system, man, because these dudes have made their name by, you know, the way they done their time, by the way they put in work, by the way people respect them. And I'm going to tell you, this name right here ring bells in the Virginia penal system. Earl Jackson. Earl Jackson. I can remember being in the jail and being in Southampton receiving, and by the time I got to prison, hearing all of these names. And the one name with the Bo Billies and the Sam Pitts and stuff like that I always heard was Earl Jackson. Earl Jackson. You know, Mac Jefferson, dudes like that. I heard Earl Jackson's name all the time, right? So I can remember being on Greensville, and I was around Van. Shout out to Van, man. That was my old head right there, Van Burton. You know what I'm saying? I was around Van, and I can remember somebody was talking, Van and another old head, and I was just with him. We was just chopping it up, and we was talking about gambling and stuff, and I remember Earl's name came up. And I was like, man, we talking about Earl Jackson. He was like, yeah, you know Earl. I said, nah, I ain't never met him. I said, I heard his name, you know what I'm saying, my whole bit, but I ain't never met him. He, oh, yeah, man, Earl, hell of a hustler, man. Hell of a hustler, man. Dangerous, though. He dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, that's what I heard. And the thing that you'll hear about him is he won't no big old muscle guy. He won't none of that. And contrary, he was a light-skinned, green-eyed, slim guy, but he was dangerous, you know what I'm saying? And he was a hell of a hustler, you know what I'm saying? Normally when he on the compound, he got the lion's share of the money because he be hustling, he be gambling, he be store boxing, he be doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? But he was a dangerous dude. Now, rumor is that, you know, he came in as a teenager. You know, by the time I ran into Earl probably had been down over 40 years. You know what I'm saying? 40, shorty. You know, so the rumor is that he done put much work in. I mean, inmates, police, whoever. And he also has supposed to have unalived somebody early in his bit. You know, so he allegedly got a body, you know, during this time. So when you coming in the system and you hear about dudes like this, anybody, I don't care who it is, even the newer generation, if you catch a body in that system, your name is gonna ring bells throughout that system because dudes know, if they don't know nothing else about you, they know you will take life. You know what I'm saying? And that right there gonna carry a lot of weight. It's going to keep a lot of dudes at bay. It's going to make a lot of dudes pause. It's going to make a lot of dudes deal with you with white gloves, including the police. Now, the rumor is, you know, because like I said, I didn't do a lot of time with Earl. I know a lot of things that was said about Earl, but I did end up being around Earl, and I know Earl. I met him. But before I meet him, the rumors was just rampant, man. Man, Earl done stabbed this dude. He done stabbed up that dude. He done did this. He did that. He done won all the money on the compound. Man, he stabbed up the lieutenant for disrespecting him. Man, this is what everybody's saying about him, right? So when I finally meet him, in my mind, even though people have said these things and said these things, I've heard all these things about him, I'm expecting to meet this big, great, big, like my man's shirt, man. Shout out to him, like big gorilla. You know what I'm saying? Same thing like I told y'all when I first heard all this stuff about Cupcake, and I'm in the hole with Cupcake before I ever even see Cupcake, and I heard his voice. Yeah, come on, son. And I'm like, man, I'm thinking this joker big as a bull. I get out there, this is slim, blacker than midnight dude with a bald head and look menacing, but when he smile, got a little baby smile with little baby teeth. And I'm like, this guy? And that's how it was with Earl, because when you meet Earl in real life, and I met him in real life, slim, small, green eyes. I'm going to tell you who Earl put you in the mind of. You ever seen the movie Life, and you remember when Goldmouth was beating up Eddie Murphy, and the dude said, all right, Goldmouth, I think the man had enough beating. Take him on in. That's what Earl looked like. He got real good hair. He got green eyes. He light-skinned, about dude complexion. But he's small. And when I ran into him, he working out. He work out. He run the yard like a marathon runner. And he was an older guy. He had already been down about 40. But even though he had been in his teenage years, he had still been down about 40 or pulling up on 40 years. And he used to go out there and run that track and run that track and run that track and just be running. I'm talking about at a good pace. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, boom, okay, this Earl. So at the time that I met him, he had some type of issue going on the other side of the yard. We on the other side. We on C unit. This is when Greensville got the 3 units. So we on C unit. Me, Van, Slim Wilson, Stacy Purr, all the gamblers. It's big gambling going on over here. Red, it's big gambling going on over here. We going in that gym every day, and we playing poker, we playing skin, we shooting dice. It's big gambling going on over here because dudes is getting money on Greensville in the 90s. I'm talking about they get money. I'm talking about hand over fist. You did. They getting money on there, so the gambling is good. So rumors was that Earl was on the other side, and he got into some issues over there, and he ended up being in the hole for a long time. When they let him out on our side. Then the issues on the other side, that's a whole nother story. Remember I told y'all about they had that Spanish boy on there that supposed to had the people his people was in there that cocaína. So everybody wanted the boy. And they say Earl is in that game. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. But they say he run that junk with an iron fist, and if he see one of them, he want them, he gonna go get them. He don't care who they peoples is. And it supposed to been a big old melee over there, woo. Because like I told you, one thing about the thorough and the legendary dudes in VA penal system, a lot of them dudes came up together. A lot of them dudes changed the system. A lot of them dudes made the system what they was. They bucked, they fought. They went up against the police. They went up against the powers that be, so we can have the things that we had by the time I came in, so that we can have a bigger TV, so we can have a rec all day, so we can, you know what I'm saying? They fought for those things, man. A lot of them dudes, some of them dudes lost their life behind that. Some of them dudes caught life behind that. Some of them dudes came in with 3 years, ended up with 40, 50, 60 years, i.e. Bo Billy, you know what I'm saying? I.e. Sam Pitts, i.e. Earl Jackson. These dudes fought for this. So we owe these dudes, you know what I'm saying, homage, to pay homage to these dudes, because the things when I came in that we reaped the benefits from was because the way they fought and sacrificed to get these things. Earl is one of the pioneers of that, you know what I'm saying, to my understanding. So dudes like him, you respect them. I don't judge them. If that's what he into, that's what he into. He also like to get high. That ain't no secret. Anything I'm telling you is already public knowledge in the penitentiary, anybody who know him. So it ain't like I'm saying nothing about him that he wouldn't say about himself. Because one thing was certain, two things was sure. After I met him, he ain't no bite the tongue dude. He ain't no gonna shy away from nothing he do. He gonna let, yeah, this me. You got a problem with it, woo. And the crazy part about that is he soft spoken. He ain't one of them hoopla, I kick, he ain't none of that. Yeah, light skin, good old hair, green eyes. He gonna tell you, man, straight up, hey, look, man, get that straight, man. Nah, you got to get that straight right now. No, get that straight. In that tone. But please believe, he mean that. You know what I'm saying? He means what he say and say what he mean. You know what I'm saying? Now, see, young dudes will get it twisted and look at him and see what he doing, what he into, see that when that dope on there, he gonna get high, but he ain't asking nobody for nothing because he got all the money on the compound. So any dope come on there, dude get the dope sack, Earl might buy the whole sack. Dude might can't get none. Dudes might be mad. And they like, man, who I heard you had to nah, it's gone. Man, what? You know, he got it all. Cause that's what he like to do. But he got the money to pay for it. You see what I'm saying? But like I say, when you got these old timers to put work in like that, when they go to war, if it's a lot of dudes trying to gang, like when I told you, like when the thing with Bo Billy, man, them dudes gonna ride with him, man. George Lee Flight, George McGee, Sam Pitts, Shorty Pimp, Wink Wink, them Pinky, them dudes gonna move when he move. And the same thing with Earl. If the old timers on that compound and Earl got beef with an issue with some a rack of jokers, whether he want them or not, they gonna move with him. They gonna move in unison. So I heard it was a big melee over there with the Colombian boy type thing, and Earl ended up getting locked up because, you know what I'm saying, they say he was, you know, focused of the issue, and he ended up coming on our side, right? So when he get over there, I can remember Van telling me, he said, oh man, shoot, we going there in the gym, man, at lunchtime, we going there and again. I said, yeah, what's going on? He said, man, shoot, Earl over here in there. I said, Earl? He said, yeah, Earl Jackson, he over here in there. You know, he got that bag, he got that money, man. He love to gamble. I said, oh yeah, Earl Jackson over here. He said, yeah, he came over here. Somebody said he came over here this morning. He be in that gym at lunchtime. If he over here, he be in that gym. He heard we gamble. I said, oh yeah. So I was going in there just so I could put eyes on him. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, you know what I'm saying? I done heard his name so much, I would put eyes on him. So I go over to the gym. They got the whole little poker table set up, man. They over there playing, man. No, they skinning. They playing skin. Man, the skin money goes so fast, man. You get in the game with 2 cottons of cigarettes, man. You can hit up for 30, 40 cottons of cigarettes in 10 minutes if you're lucky. Or you can lose that much if you're unlucky. You dig? So I go over the joint. I'm over there hitting the bag, man. Van and all them over there gambling. Slim Wilson, Stacey Perry, Red, Cowboy, all of them over there gambling, right? Couple of youngins, you know. So I see old Joker come up in the joint, light-skinned dude, fit the bill. He fit the vision in my mind, except I thought he would be bigger. But I see him when he come in, and I see everybody, you know what I'm saying, looking over there at him. He walk over there to the table. I see everybody dapping him up, holler at him, and everything. I said, oh yeah, that must be Earl right there. You know what I'm saying? That must be Earl right there. So I finished working out, boom. Look, now Earl came up in this joint during this time on Greensville, man. Dudes was literally doing this. I don't know what was going on with the administration. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Dudes was taking old towels like that you order. We could order at one time. During this time, we could order towels from J.C. Penney's and stuff like that, so you can have your own distinctive towel set, the color, so you'll know your stuff when you put it in the laundry or whatever. You can get a towel. You get 2 towels, a hand towel, and 2 washcloths. So dudes was ordering all these pretty old sets from J.C. Penney's. I ain't gonna hold you. I had some too. You know what I'm saying? With the different color schemes, so you'll know your stuff, right? So at this time, dudes, like the dudes on there that know how to sew and all this, they was taking these personal towels when they got old and stuff. Dudes could sew these joints up and make a big old bag that you could tote stuff in. They can sew them all up together, make a bag out of zip on it and everything. So jokers like Stacey Perry and a couple other dudes was walking around with the big old bag, you know what I'm saying, with cards, decks of cards in there, chips, everything, and about 7, 8, 10 kinds of cigarettes. It could hold all that. And they was letting dudes walk around with that stuff. At the time, man, they was green. I guess they, you know what I'm saying? But jokers was walking around with this for a long time, and that alone is contraband because you have altered what they sold you. But it was going on during this time. So Earl come up in this joint with 2 of them bags, right? And they say he came up in this joint with 30 boxes of cigarettes, man. 15 in each bag. You did 30 kinds of cigarettes. And I know y'all sitting at home, man, 30 kinds of cigarettes. That's a lot of money in the penitentiary. In the 90s, man, that's a rack of money. You know what I'm saying? And he goes over there, like I say, everybody dapping him up. He kicking it with them, that, and third. And then he throws the bag on the joint to get some money, right? Man, the first time Earl played, I ended up finished hitting the bag. I go over there just sitting around, you know what I'm saying, holler at Van. I ain't get in or nothing. You know, technically, I'm out of pocket because they call that swallowing bets. But I'm sweating and everything. I ain't trying to lose no money with these bets over here. I just came over there to kick it. You know what I'm saying? So I see him. I see how he talking. I see how he operating. I see how he dealing with people. Man, that joker lost about 10 kinds of cigarettes in about maybe 30 minutes. And said, man, that's it for me. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. And peeled out. Bro, that's when I knew right then and there he was a boss. But in the penitentiary, you lose 10 kinds of cigarettes, bro. You there all day. You there the next count. You there to count after that. You try to get that money back. And you can't stand to lose 10 kinds of cigarettes in the penitentiary, bro. I don't care how much money you got. Unless you got, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what's my man name from Richmond? Frank Klopp. Frank Klopp was like that too. Earl and Frank Klopp. Who else? Is there anybody else? Maybe Johnny Nelson. And Johnny ain't gamble, but he would let other people gamble, and he'd just shut it down after the, you know what I'm saying, even if he done took a L. Them probably the only jokers I know to lose money like that, man. They just like, all right, let's go. I'll catch you on another time. Because Frank Clark had money long as train smoke. You know what I'm saying? And Earl had money long as train smoke. You know what I'm saying? John Nessa had money long as train smoke. But normally the average dude lose that type of money, player. You gonna see them at every count, and then they gonna get mad if you don't open the game up after count. But he just walked away, right? So I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's some ball stuff there in the penitentiary. But like I said, man, he was known for a silent, a quiet demeanor of vicious violence, because they say once he go, he gone. Once he put his final word on what he's saying and what he gonna do, or what you don't do, or what you supposed to do, or if you don't do it, man, they said next time he talk to you, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like that, man. And I'm inclined to believe him because, like I said, this is not just rumor. This is what everybody is saying. Oh man, that Earl Jackson. Only people was getting caught up was the youngest, because they don't know no better. They don't know who he is. They looking at him like an older, you know what I'm saying, dude that probably he in shape because he look like he in shape. He's slim, but you can tell he in shape because he run a yard all day. But they looking at him like, man, oh, light skin, green eye, curly hair, man, what he gonna do? Everything. Everything. He gonna do everything to you. He gonna do everything to you, man. But you know, I chopped it up with him a couple times because I ended up getting in a couple of the games and whatnot. Man, he wasn't no bad dude. He wasn't no bad dude at all, man. And I know that's a contradiction to what I'm telling y'all. Y'all think that anyway because y'all ain't never been in the penitentiary and you ain't never dealt with nobody who you heard they done did all these violent and crazy things, and then you say to yourself, that's the perception that you have on, but you never dealt with them personally, and you'll know that this is in them, but this is not them. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? When you with somebody, that's a difference when you know that person versus you know what that person will do. And see, the thing is a lot of people in the penitentiary, they would do a lot of crazy stuff, but if you actually knew them, they got a principle and a moral compass that they go by, and if you outside of that compass, then it's all bets are off. And that's how Earl was, man. But he wanted to be played with under no circumstances, man, by nobody. I have never, in the whole time I've been locked up, heard of nobody playing with Earl Jackson, man. Never. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that I heard that opposed him ended up on the bad end of the stick, man. He was just a dude that had been doing time so long that he had mastered the art of doing time, or how he gonna do his time. what he wanted to do, whether he wanted to mess with the boys, gamble, get high, or shoot at the female CO, because he done had a couple of them too. He had more than a couple. You know what I'm saying? He just knew how to do time the way that he wanted to do it, and he did it, and he ain't let nobody get in his way from him doing what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Earl was getting major money on that joint, dog. I'm telling you, I ain't never seen him come out on the yard. The times that I was around him, I ain't had 2 bags full of cigarettes. Full of cigarettes. I ain't never been on the joint with him when dudes had that dope, that missile or something. He ain't had his lion's share of it. He gonna get it. He gonna get the weed. He gonna get all of that. And that's how he was able to cut into other people too, because he got that money. Dudes born from him. He got a big stove box. He doing this, he doing that. He shaking and he baking. All the time, all on the compound. You know what I'm saying? And this after he done been down 40 years, you know? And yeah, man, Earl is a legendary name in the penitentiary, man. Earl Jackson is a legendary name in the Virginia penal system. And I think he ended up doing over 50-some years before he got out. And I heard he got out. Then I heard he got locked back up, too. Got caught up in the situation out here on the street. And the reason why I was speaking about Earl, because I just ran into somebody that I did time with and did 28 years. I just ran into him the other day and they brought Earl's name up. And I was like, oh yeah, and I heard he got, and he was like, yeah, some foolish stuff out here with some other stuff that I ain't gonna get into, those legal issues. And I ain't got nothing to do with that information. But I know in that penitentiary, amongst the elite, amongst the names of the people that is known not to play with, known that you're going to have an issue, known that you may not come out this issue alive or as good as you was when you went into it, his name is in that circle, man. Is in that real small pinhole circle. Earl Jackson, man. Is in it. And I had thought about Earl many times when I did some of these videos, because his name was incorporated with some of these stories that I said I couldn't remember. I kept seeing his face, but the name was not popping in my head. It was Earl, and it won't pop it. I kept saying Earl Johnson, Earl Jenkins. Who was that old head that everybody knew, that everybody was scared? And that's what it was. It just popped, it just clicked. Because sometimes some things you have a mental block on. But at the same time, I only was around Earl, personally around him, for probably like 3 to 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the time that I did and out of all the time that he did. And it could be like that in VA. Dudes could be locked up 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and you could be locked up 30, 20 years, and you will never run into these dudes. But if their name is clicking and their name is legendary, you will hear about these dudes. And I'm telling you, I heard about Earl Jackson my whole bit. From before I met him to even after I met him. Oh, Earl went up on this joint, man, had all the money, man. He ended up stabbing, and he was still pushing that. Even in his late stages, that's what you're going to get. Playing with him. That's what you're going to get. Straight up. And he was still doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I think he ended up, if I'm not mistaken, took all his time to the dope. And that's 50-something years. He took it to the dope. Because you got to think he was locked up when they still had parole. You know what I'm saying? So, and they still doing like whatever percentage, you ain't had to do that much of your time. And for him to be locked up 50-something years before he got out, he brought it all to the door. You know what I'm saying? He had to bring it all to the door to get out. That was the only way he could get out. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way he was living when he was in there. But I tell this to say to you all out here, to the listeners, don't think the biggest, the most brutal looking, the most is the most dangerous in the penitentiary. Oh no, contraire, my friend. You know what I'm saying? If you saw Earl, I'm telling you, you'll be looking at a guy just like that dude on Life, in the movie Life. That's how he looked. You know what I'm saying? Good old wavy hair going. Curly wavy hair, green eyes, light skin, high yellow light skin. Dangerous. Straight dangerous. Straight dangerous. And ain't on that barking stuff. Nah, he gonna bite. He gonna bite for sure. And you mess around and get up in his trap or get up in this owing him some money or playing with him, and you gonna find that out the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And you might not survive that junk because he ain't give 2 F's about it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, I'm I'm gonna go in my archives, man, and talk to a couple more people, man, and, you know, see if I can give y'all some more about Earl, man. But I do know his name is legendary in the Virginia penal system. Anybody who did any significant amount of time would tell you that they have ran across him, or they have heard his name, and they have heard the rumors about him. And yeah, Earl Jackson, man, shout out to him, man. Hopefully somewhere he doing good, he doing well. Blessings to him, blessings to his family. But I don't know what he got going on the street, if he's still on there or whatever. I know for a fact in that Virginia penal system, he ain't to be played with, and he legendary, and that's a fact. And anybody say anything different, they just snatching ham pots. You did. But anyway, y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back. Big love, TBP Nation. Stand up, get at me, holler at me. Big love to all my members. Big love to all my membership gifters. Man, y'all solid as a rock. You hear me? That's what the spirit is all about, man. You know what I'm saying? Supporting is important, man. Helping somebody out, man, that might need a little help, man. That's what it's about, man. Salute, y'all. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Hey, duck them hooks and duck the penitentiary, because I'm ready to whoop this allergies. I'm ready to whoop it good. You hear me?
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.